Hello everybody, this is Saberwolf, another build video for you. Today I'm going to be starting a little series of running builds, since I've had a couple of requests for a running build for Assassins, Rangers, Warriors, etc, etc. One thing I will note is that my best running build I do have in my arsenal is actually my Duena's Runner build. Here's the link to that build if you want to try that out if you have a Durish primary to run it on. Like I said, that's my best build I have in my arsenal, so try that one out if you want. Today, this build that we're going to go over is my Warrior Runner build. Basically, it takes two skills of Sprint and Enraging Charge. Sprint's basically a core skill you pretty much get at the beginning of almost every single game. Raging Charge is actually end of game skill practically from Nightfall, so you probably you will need to unlock it by trapping Zaishin or something like that, but it's a really nice skill to use. However, due to some recent buffs since I've made this build a while ago, Sprint now lasts 14 seconds on a 50-second recharge, so you pretty much don't really need an Enraging Charge anymore. But I pretty much have the build kept as is, because sometimes you do run into certain enemies that remove stances from you, so it's nice to have a second run skill just in case that happens. Alright, some of the other skills we have on the bar is Mending Touch, and also have Remove Hex, as basically what they do is one removes hexes, and Mending Touch removes two conditions. So if I'm crippled, or I have a slow down movement hex on me, I can get rid of them fairly easily. To heal myself with, I do have Word of Healing. This skill does heal myself for 179 health if I'm below 50%. Which is going to be hard to do with the last two skills I'll go over in a little bit. I do have Healing Breeze. This gives you about, I believe, like 16 HP per second, so it's plus 8 regen. It's a good long skill because it lasts for 15 seconds on 2-second recharge, so you can cast on yourself before you go through a hard area, as long as there's no enchant removal as you run through there. The last two skills I have is Signet of Stamina and Endure Pain. Signet of Stamina, you actually will use this as soon as you enter an area, because this will raise your HP by 283. If you're going through a difficult area and you need even more HP, you can hit Endure Pain for another 286. So basically you can pretty much buff yourself all the way up over 1000 HP as you run through an area. Pretty helpful. Now, as for attributes for this build, we have 14 in strength. Again, that is a +1 helmet of strength with a +1 rune. Again, I do have this separated on my helmet and gloves because I have so many builds and armors I have to run that needs strength because it's my primary attribute. I'd leave that on my gloves, and I just swap out the helmet for swordsmanship, axe, and strength. The other attributes rather we have is 12 in healing prayers and 3 in protection prayers. Also, a slight note on other equipment is I like to run with a +30 health with a less reduced crippling duration on my shield. Sometimes the crippling is so short in some areas that you don't really need to remove it, but it helps run it faster, so it lasts a fifth less of the time. And of course, you do need a +5 energy, not really caster weapon because this also has +30 HP, but it's nice to have a +5 energy on your martial weapon that you carry with you, just for a little extra energy to run with. Alright, let's try the build out. Again, as mentioned before, you do want to cast Signet of Stamina first as soon as you hit the area. So this gives me 893 HP as a base to start running around with. And this will last the entire duration. You don't even have to reuse this. If you accidentally attack something while you're running, which would be incredibly stupid, you will have to reuse this, but because it's a quarter second of casting time, it shouldn't be that hard to reapply to yourself. We're in North Credit Providence for this little run. Test the build out, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to keep bouncing back and forth between Sprint and Enraging Charge. And these two skills basically makes you run 25% faster. As you see, I'm taking a little bit of damage because this is actually an easier area to run through. I see I have a couple hexes on me, so I can use remove hex if I want. And that gets rid of one hex. The only problem with this is you can only get rid of one hex at a time, so it's not the greatest thing in the build in the world, unlike my Duena's runner, which you can get rid of basically all your hexes at once. And again, when I do take enough damage, I can use Word of Healing that will heal myself by over almost 200 HP. Well, I hope you enjoy this build and try it out sometime on your warrior. And as always, I will talk to you later. Thank you, and have a good day.